Hi everybody, this is Michael with the Central Kansas Library System. Today I'm going to show you some of the basics of how to use the Aspen LiDA app. This is an app that you can use to access your library's catalog, to do searches, to find physical items as well as digital items from Hoopla or Libby, and to place holds on items or even check out digital items. You can also view your library account. If you're interested in only one specific thing I'm going to cover, you can go into the chapters for this video or the description on the YouTube video and skip ahead to whichever place you're looking for. If you need help downloading, installing, or logging into the app, please check out a different video which you can find linked here. Now for starters, when you first log into the app and open it up, you will see what we call the Discover page. This is the page that shows what we call browse categories. These are basically featured book lists, and it's kind of the digital equivalent of if you walk into a library and you see special physical book displays. If we scroll down the screen, we can see there's several different collections. Right now we have available now on Sunflower eLibrary, new young adult books, new fiction books, new nonfiction books, and new children's books. Now, this is not all of the browse categories or featured lists that this library is displaying. So if we get to the bottom, we can see we've got a few more options. We can load all categories, and if we tap on that, it's going to reload the page. And if we scroll down, we'll see even more browse categories that we can look at. Another option, we can manage categories. And if we tap on that, we can see all of the different browse categories, and we can turn individual ones on or off if we don't want to see those categories. You can also hide individual ones from the home screen. If you see very small in the right side, there is a little X with the word hide, and if we tap on that, it's going to remove that from our view. If we decide we want to turn it on later, we can go back down to the bottom, go to Manage Categories, and turn it back on. This is one way that you can browse your library's collection. Different libraries might have different browse categories that are featured. Sometimes you'll see seasonal things featured in the browse categories. For now, let's go ahead and do a search. Let's say we want to look for a title. And we can see we've got a lot of results here. By default, it's going to search for a keyword title, which means it's just looking for the words you search almost anywhere in the record, whether that's subject, author, title, etc. And that's usually the best way to search. And if we like our results, we can scroll through and see next to each one, we see the title, we've got a cover image, we also have the author's name, and we've got the different formats that are available for each one. So for our top result there for Dune, we have a book, we also have an electronic audiobook, we have an electronic book, and we have a Kindle edition that's available. Now, if we want to look at an item in a bit more detail, maybe this Dune Messiah here is one of the books that we think we're looking for, but we want to make sure. We can tap on the title or the cover image to see a detailed record. And this gives us a little bit more information about the item. Again, we can see the different formats that we can switch between. Below that, we see that it is on a shelf at our library. Below that, we can add it to a list. And then beneath that, we've got a summary of the book. Let's take a look at the different formats. Right now, we have the book format selected, and it does say it's on shelf. So since we're already logged in, we could tap and place a hold for this item. If we decide we want a digital item instead, let's take a look at the e-audiobook. We can see for Libby, we can actually check it out instead of placing a hold because it's available right now and it's a digital item. Now, you won't actually be able to read it here in this Aspen LiDA app, but you can check it out here and then open up Libby to read it. If we look at the ebook, we can see it's checked out right now. And so we would need to place a hold on it and wait until it's available. But let's say we just want the physical book. So we go here, we can see it's on shelf, and so I'm just going to tap on the blue place hold button. It's going to ask me what type of hold I want to place. In almost every occasion, you just want to do the first available item. That's going to get you the quickest results. And then you choose where you want to pick this item up. You can select a different library here from the list if you want to pick it up somewhere differently. And then when you place the hold, you see a message that the hold was successfully placed. And when it's picked up by the library, it's going to get sent to the pickup destination that you requested. And that library will let you know when it arrives. Now let's take a look at some other options, some other features of the app. If you look at the very bottom of the screen, we have a menu bar along the bottom. So far, we've just been using the Discover option. If I tap on Discover, it's going to take me back to our home page where we can see the browse categories and start a new search. Right next to Discover, we see a card option. If you tap on that, it brings up your library's barcode. The idea behind this is that you can use this in place of a physical library card and just have the library scan it when you go in to check items out. Unfortunately, this requires a newer type of barcode scanner that a lot of libraries don't have yet. So it might not work to actually scan this barcode off of your phone directly onto the computer. I still recommend that you carry your physical library card with you when you're visiting a library. As you can see, it auto-rotated the phone and it brightened it to make it easier for a barcode scanner to use. Let's go back to Discover. Right next to the card option in the bottom menu is Account. If we tap on Account, it brings in a sliding menu, and we can see more information about our library card. At the top, we've got our name, our library, and our card number. If you've got any notes on your account, they will display below that. Underneath that, we have our currently checked out titles. Right now, we can see we've got 4 checked out, and we've got 3 that are overdue. Below that, you can see if you have anything on hold, if you've got anything on your lists, saved searches, reading history, and if you have any fines. Let's take a look at our checked out titles first. And here we've got a list of what we have checked out. And you can see at the top, if your library does not have auto renewal, we can choose to renew all of our items at once. Or if you tap on an individual item, you can choose to renew individual items. If your library uses auto renewal, you won't see the option to renew. They just automatically renew when they hit the due date. If you want to get back to your account, you just have to tap on Account in the bottom menu. And I've added a couple of holds, so now we can see I've got some titles that are on hold. If we tap on those, we can see more information. And at the top are the holds that are ready for pickup. We can see Santasaurus is ready to pick up. And then below that, we can see the black-haired girl is pending, which means it's not at the library ready for me to pick up yet. Once an item is waiting, there's not much we can do with it. But if you've got a hold that is still pending, we can tap on the title. And we have the option to view details. We can also cancel the hold, or we can freeze the hold. Freezing the hold means that it's not going to get filled, but it remains on your account, ready to be filled as soon as you unfreeze it sometime in the future. If you freeze the hold, you can also select a date, and on that date, it will automatically unfreeze the hold. Now we go down to the item and we can see it's frozen until April 23rd, 2024. As soon as we hit that date, it will automatically become unfrozen and the hold will be able to be filled again. We can also manually unfreeze or thaw the hold at any time by just tapping on it and then tapping Thaw Hold. Let's go take a look at our account again. And we can see we do now have fines, $3 in fines. It shows there in red. Right now, there's not any details that you can view on the app about your fines other than the amount. That may come in the future update. Below that is your contact information. If we tap on that, it shows the contact information that the library has on file for your patron account. You can check this at any time and let the library know if you need to update any information. As of right now, there's no way to update it from the app. Finally, if you go down to the bottom menu and tap on More, we can see a little bit more information. The most important is in blue. It tells you the library that you have chosen as your home library, and it gives you information about the library. On this one, it says it's open until 4 p.m. And if you tap on the library itself, it shows you the address, phone number, a Google Maps, the option to call the library, to visit the library, and the library's hours. So those are some of the basics that you'll find when using the app. There are a few other things that more advanced users might use. I'll cover that in another video. I hope you found this helpful and have fun searching your library.